Reuben Swift was over the moon when he finally was granted custody of his newborn daughter. He didn't care if he had to travel over 2,000 miles just to get her and bring her home with him. But this did not come easy for him. He was almost forced apart from her again because of an airline. Reuben and his wife always wanted to adopt a child. They'd tried to do this for so many years. They needed to undergo multiple background checks and tests. They even spent a huge sum of money, but this didn't matter to them. When they were eventually approved for the child that they've been praying to have and become parents, they were happier and more excited than ever. The waiting game was over when the agency called up and informed them that they were having a baby girl. The baby was in Phoenix, Arizona, and they're from Cleveland, Ohio. It was over 2,000 miles apart, but the distance didn't matter to them. So Reuben booked a plane and was very excited to see his daughter. He was more than determined to get her, and he'll not let anything stop him from being together with his baby in Cleveland. Just to make sure, he called the airline ahead of time to ensure that the baby would be able to travel with him on the flight. During an interview, Reuben said, "I explained to the airline I was going to fly back with her. They told me the policy was to make sure that I had some kind of documentation from the hospital saying she was clear. I got that." Now that everything was ready and things would go smoothly, he boarded the plane and flew down to Phoenix to meet his daughter for the first time. He got to the hospital and found his daughter in the arms of Nurse Joy. She was the one who'd been looking after Reuben's daughter since she was born 4 days before he arrived. Even though Joy had been working with newborns every day, she was really attached to Reuben's baby. So she was delighted to finally meet the man, who would be the dad of this baby. Reuben and Joy immediately had a connection because of the baby. They'd talk for hours, and he knew that eventually he had to bring his daughter to his wife soon. Reuben thanked Joy and left. While at the airport, he expected that everything would go smoothly as promised, as long as he had the necessary documents to show, which he did. Unfortunately, Reuben ran into a problem. The airline told him that his daughter would not be able to board the plane with him. The flight attendants explained that it's the airline policies that babies should be at least 7 days old before they're allowed to travel by plane. Reuben tried to convince them that he already called in advance to verify about this, and he already got the confirmation. But the flight attendants didn't mind checking it up and just told him that he could not take the baby with him. Reuben had no choice. He called the hospital and asked for Nurse Joy's number. The hospital agreed to give him that after he explained the situation that he was in. So for the next 3 days, Nurse Joy was able to extend her time with the baby. When it was time for them to go, she was saddened, but Reuben promised that he, together with his wife and their daughter, will be more than willing to welcome to their home when she visits Ohio.